Right, legends, I click the Streameruniente button, fly in, get comfortable, because we're about to go through the itty bitty baby, the Bitcoin charts. Here we go. Got the team, the legendary team. We've got the Smallio, and we've got Crypto Viking. How you boys doing? All good?
What is good?
What is up?
What's cracking, boys? I'm ready for this one. We've had a good, nice little pump on the itty bitty. Things are looking good. We're going to go through a whole lot of metrics, guys. We're going to go through some altcoins, go through the dealers, going to go through infinite market cap. CBBI is actually mooning right now. We're going to look at the institutions. We're at 12.12% on institutional grade owned Bitcoin. We'll look at some on-chain data as well, some other shit coins. We're going to go through a whole load of stuff, actually. We'll look at the trading bot. We're in a trade right now of 8% up on Bingx. It's all looking pretty juicy. Now, leggies. So we have this set up. You see it says resistance and support on this chart. Let me just close something on my laptop 1 second because I've got my freaking Telegram open. And I'm getting blasted with messages. So, guys, you can see here that resistance and support. So we've broken out through resistance. You can see on this tweet here that I was speaking about this morning. I said that, my general thesis on this is that we're going to go up. And these are the 3 scenarios which I think were most probable to happen for that upside move. We've just got the absolute blast off rocket ship from it. But highest probability is to go up. Also, the level in the sand, guys, for the bulls would have been support at 61,500. We've held above it. And then the level to get above, guys, is at 60. So we're looking at 61,000. Let me get all the real numbers for you. 61,100 is support. And then obviously, guys, 68 here. We've actually blasted through that and gone back to 40. But yeah, this is a good example, guys, of looking for the trades. And the next trades you want to be looking for on this, because this is a breakout trade, essentially. I said, look, there's not really a trade here if you're not in at support or down here at support. What you're really looking for, guys, is to wait for the retest of this area of resistance. This is called SR. We all know this. And resistance usually turns to support on a retest. So if you see Bitcoin come down to this level here, in between here, guys, and here, like it's going to be a pocket. It's not just a level. In this pocket, if you see Bitcoin come up back into it, there's definitely a buy to be traded here. Very likely going to get a bounce off it. If you then don't get above it, fine, it'll come back in, but at least you've managed to get your orders in and you get your stop loss at break even or even in profit. So that's the next trade here, guys, for that. Also, there could be a short of the high as well. If it comes all the way up here, you could look for a short for then coming back down to the retest. That would be a short trade. But overall, guys, generally speaking, we're long until proven otherwise. I said on my prior video as well, I was saying that overall, this whole entire price structure, a lot of guys getting super bearish here, saying, oh, it's over now. This is the top. And we were saying, no, look, it's probably long until proven otherwise. The market is still in a raging uptrend. I'll go on the medium term in a second, and we're just careering to the upside. So overall, guys, the next target is really looking at around 75. Let me get this right. 72,000 and then the 75,000 all-time high is now. The great thing about bull markets as well, guys, is that you keep coming up to the all-time high and then all the news stories come out. Oh, new all-time high, new all-time high. When you get that in SPX, historically, it just creates more fuel. So now we're going to be breaking all-time highs the whole time. It's going to be really, really good for the old, the normies to get sucked in. So, guys, look at 42 and 45 for next resistance. Between here and here, you're likely going to get something back in. If you don't, fine, you're long until proven otherwise. We've already got long from support. And if you do get a retest of this level here, guys, that would be a beautiful trade to just trade some traditional principal trading strategies. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But yeah, all looking really good, guys. Nice trend line as well. In the bearish case would be coming back into this, not find like the bearish case would either be breaking through this area of support now, coming back up, making a lower high, then breaking through it again. The first crack is really losing this area of SR, which is now, change this word to SR because it's going to turn into support. Well, you can just put it as support now because it's likely going to act as support. When you come back into it, support. And then this would actually, if we came up, made a lower high and then broke through it, the trend line is the first level. So obviously, if we lose support, no, it's deleting my text, guys. Stop it. Stop being naughty, little TradingView. So right support. I have to manually delete that because I'm in a little bit of a different order. And then, so this is the first support, guys. If we lose that, that's the first crack. You break through it. Then if you come back into it, see resistance, that's another one. Losing trend again, that'll be another crack. And then this level here, guys, like I said on my tweet, I said that 61,500 is the line in the sand for the bulls. If we did just suddenly just cataclysmic nuke to it, came back up and then broke it, I would say that is it for this uptrend. And we're looking probably for Bitcoin to come to lower prices. And I think the next levels, guys, if we go on the daily, obviously we're absolutely just mooning it. Get rid of these levels now, already drawn on. So very, very nice upside parabola still in play here. Yes, there is a crack because we actually managed to come down to the prior low. We haven't done that in a while. But I would say that overall, guys, if we do see this breakdown, and this is actually the top, say it can still be the top, I think we're coming to around that $50,000. I just say it's literally 49.50K. That's the first real level in here for support. So we break down. I think we go to there quite quickly, actually. If we lose 61.5, I think it's quite a quick move. There's nothing in the way until around here. So I think it's quite a quick move to 60 if we lose 61,500. If we lose it, I think we go to around that 50K region. And the next real area I'm looking at is around 46. Let me get this right. Between 41 and it really is still the same, actually. It's $41,000 within that area, between 40 and 41K, and then between 48 and 50K. So these two regions is really the two pivotal points you want to look at. In the mid-range, don't even bother. Just go for the high and the low of that range, and that's usually where you're going to get the most support and resistance. So that's where all the trading's been happening. And then if we lose that, guys, it's much lower, but I don't think that's even plausible to think about right now as we're in this uptrending market. Also, another scenario is this. You know, you could do a Lord Dumpu trade on this. There is a short, like I said at the beginning of this trade, draw a Fibonacci from the high to the low. We are actually in that nice pocket right now of the Lord Dumpu shorts, okay? So there could be a play here. I'm not going to take that trade specifically because we just broken out of an ascending formation, so I'd say the probability is less for that to happen. But there is actually, if you want to be consistent, if you're really trying to time the top of this market all the way up, you could play a hedged short here, guys, and actually that would be in the parameters, which I would, it meets the right parameters. There's only one thing, but it meets the right parameters for the Lord Dumpu short, but I like to go with other things. To be honest, having said that, let me bring up MDX algo really quickly because I haven't looked at the long to short ratio today. I looked at it yesterday when I did my last video, but let's just load up the long to short ratio and quickly have a little blast off and see what's happening with the long to short, because I do think the long to short ratio, CBI is really, really high, but I do think long to short ratio is come back actually a little bit. That's good to see. So it came to 70%, Legends. So when we were actually coming down here, after this big nuke, we got to about 70% of the market was shorting. It looks like all those positions have just been literally wiped out. So actually longs, so there's longs coming in, they've been wiped out on that, and now actually they're beginning to come back, and the shorts are beginning to pile in, more fuel for the rise of the price. So long to short ratio is kind of back into the 50-50, guys. Good sign for the bulls. We've also got, you know, some concern. This is a little bit of concern for me, Legends. I've spoken about this before, but on my prior video, and I said that I'll reiterate my point just if you didn't see it. I think on the medium term, we are beginning to come. I think we are getting closer and closer to potentially a 20 or 40% correction. Between 20 and 40% correction, I think Bitcoin is it's gonna happen to Bitcoin. And I said on the medium term, looking at the metrics I'm going to show you in a second, between here and $100,000, I really don't see it just continuously going up and up and up to 150, 200. It's likely going to be a cool off period at some point. So between here and here, if we do continue, which looks pretty good, I do think we're going to get a 40%, up to a 40% correction. Between 20 and 40% is probably historically about right. And looking at these metrics, which I've already spoken about, you know, CBBI is super high, 82 on the CBBI for the cyclical bear move. You know, in our prior one, you know, when we're going into the next bull market, we only ever got to 59. On the prior cycle before that, we only ever got to 48. There was a cycle where we came out to 87. Okay, so I'm not saying this is an anomaly, completely out of this world. There was a cycle prior, we went to 87, but I'm saying that we've only ever done 87 in this historical data before we've had a cyclical bear movement within a bull market, okay? And I think we're probably getting close to that. Yes, you can have these big blow-off tops and get a bearish divergence on it, but I would say on the first attempt, we're getting close to something here on the CBI, and I do think it will probably come back. If it goes all the way to the top, fine. We're just long until proven otherwise. I've said many, many times, we're not betting against this. Go with the trend. That's why I've been saying that I do think the probability of this to rise is higher. Buying the relevant support levels, going with the trend, etc., etc., etc. We don't want to make that cardinal error, that cardinal mistake, which some other players have made. You probably know the fucking name. Put it in the chat. Who's made the mistake, Legends? Put it in the chat. So yeah, I think it's up until proven otherwise, like I've said, but I do think on the medium term we are getting close to something. And we have, you know, this is the outstanding, obviously, number, which is very, very good for Bitcoin. It has dropped a little bit. It was at 12.2. It's come down a little bit, but 12.1% roughly is owned by institutions. So out of the 21 million Bitcoin there is, 12.12% of it is owned by institutions, ETFs, countries, public companies, private companies, BTC mining companies. The DeFi being on there is a bit annoying, but you know, we'll put it down as uncertain supply. Got some sales coming in here as well. We actually had a huge amount of buys coming on this a second ago, but these guys are obviously playing the Lord Dumpu short, the 5 million Lord Dumpu short. They're using the fibs. It's all fucking programmed. They know what they're doing. So all looking good, guys, in terms of trading bot stuff. So the trading bot is long. I think it actually got long from here. Yeah, so the trading bot's in a long right now, which is a good sign. It had a nice little choppy area. So this would have been perfect for the MDX advanced trading strategy, which I use for the trading bot. You can come read about this, guys, on mdxalgo.com/automation. Read about this advanced strategy you can use with the trading bot. And there was a nice period here. you know, like I say, counter trade the signals in ranges. It can't get much better than that. You know, if you had to just basically counter traded this bot within this range bound market, you would have completely reduced the drawdown of the losing trades of the bot. You would have sustained and reduced the drawdown, keeping you close to the gross profit, and then actually essentially results in a higher net profit. So you had a nice little area here which you could have taken those trades. And to visualize these trades, guys, you need to get an MDX algo subscription. You know that already, but you can read about it here. But to see the trades, you need a subscription. But the last long got in nice and juicy. I think we're up around 8% right now in the MDX Trading Bot. Let me just quickly check. It's actually 8.18%. Difficult to say that. And yeah, you can get access to the Trading Bot, guys, at the link in description. Bingx is the partner we use for the Trading Bot. That's why I can give it for free. You guys get to use it for free. I get to monetize, etc., etc., etc. But to actually visualize them, guys, you need to come here. I'll put the link in the description, or I'll put the link in the chat in a second. But to actually visualize the trades, you need a subscription, okay? And we just did a whole new ebook, actually. I'll mention the ebook in a second. And I forgot to mention as well, legends, we're going to do the giveaway. Because we're going to give away 5 monthly subscriptions in this video from Twitter. Stefan, you can put something in the chat. And also, we're going to give away another 3 in this video as well. And we're going to do a tweet at the end of this video. You have to comment on it and stuff like that. And then we do another 3 giveaways. We're going to do about 3 to 5, depending on the week, monthly subscriptions to give for free for you guys who watch these videos. All you got to do is just keep watching the video, guys. And also, Peng. I think Small Leo will probably want to speak about this more, but Peng is looking like it wants to do something a little bit Peng. It's not there yet, guys. We have just broken the micro high on this. So it is a change of behavior, if you want to take that as a swing high, but it's a little bit wishy-washy. I would say it's a little bit more, I'd say it's a little bit more defined if we break this level here. But Peng is a nice little shitty, guys. Like, if you're trading the shitties, looking pretty good. I remember I was talking about, you know, Myro and fucking, what's the other one we had? The other dog. It was Myro and another one called, like, Rocky. And then there was Cash Tree. All of those guys. I did a video. Remember, like, I was fucking, we were talking about this when we were in Cyprus, Will, remember? And we did a video. We found some shitties before the craze happened, and all of them have absolutely mooned. And it's hilarious because I wasn't expecting them to moon that much. So I was just thinking these are shit coins. It's a bit of a gamble, but they both did. Cash Tree and Rocky did pretty well. So this is a nice one, little guy's called Peng. And I think actually it's looking like it's beginning to do something. But Will, you can probably, you're farming out the fucking micro gems chat in the VIP group. Got to remember, guys, in our VIP, yeah, you love it. In our VIP group, guys, you can join. And then we have a whole load of people like Will, we have Small Leo, we have Chris, we have 10 other guys, you know, traders, professional traders, all posting what they think about micro gems and posting what they think about the charts. You can see all the chats here, but you can also then join the actual real Discord group and you can communicate with everybody. And the micro gems chat just going absolutely ballistic every single day. And just some on-chain data, guys. I already mentioned in my prior video, but I do think this data is pretty interesting. I won't go into a massive deep dive, but the amount of Bitcoin, which has been held by long-term holders, so out of the total supply, the long-term holders, the ratio between the amount of supply to the people holding it in long-term storage has just been increasing. And if you look at this chart, you can see that every single time long-term holders begin to move their Bitcoin to get on exchanges to sell or leverage or do whatever, you can see that every single time with these big dumps, essentially people moving Bitcoin out of long-term hold, we have these big price increases. And we're getting exactly that right now, guys. You can probably see this on the chart. We can actually see that from around when Bitcoin was trading at just 30,000, a bit above 30K. It's actually $41,000, but it kind of started around 36. You can see people have been moving their Bitcoin out of long-term hodl, and the price of Bitcoin is rallying. So this is actually a really nice metric. I'm going to look at Glassnode more. I did look at Glassnode a lot more before, but I just found it like kind of clouded my judgment from having a profitable TA strategy I already had. But now I'm beginning to get back into it because there are some interesting metrics on there. In terms of the infinite market cap, guys, Bitcoin has rallied up, or let's just say gone up 1 position, and we're number 9. So we were 10, now we're number 9 in terms of market cap. So $1.3 trillion market cap for Bitcoin. You're looking at Alphabet at 1.8. We're looking at big oil companies, and Nvidia is at 2.4. Crazy, and Nvidia is at number 4 at 2.4. Apple 2.6, Microsoft is 3 trillion, and then obviously we know gold is a nearly $15 trillion market. Everyone's like, oh yeah, we're going to catch up with gold, but gold's rallying as well. So the number just keeps going up for gold and Bitcoin. We just need the number to go up faster for Bitcoin than gold, because you could see, you know, $3,000 gold price, you know, it's going to be another 30% extra. So it'll be knocking on the door of $20 trillion market cap for gold. And then that's just going to mean everyone's like, oh yeah, well if we go to 10 trillion, there's 10x. But we're at 1.3. Ones of gold's at 20, so it makes 20x. So it's going to get really crazy, these numbers, guys. Obviously, what we're seeing as well, we're seeing a lot of like banks have slowly been slipping, and that's evident from the market. But Visa's been slipping. JP Morgan was not 17 like a year or two ago. It was much higher up the list. I think it was about 650 billion. Tesla has had a rocky ship, but it's still pretty fucking good for 18. And anyway, you can come here, guys, on Infinite Market Cap and check that out. And I'll quickly do the dealers. Dealers are basically exactly flat with a little bit of extra spread. So not really much to talk about here in terms of the dealers. And then swarm markets. Shit. Leggies. Yo. I did a tweet earlier and I was saying, look, guys, we were talking on this channel, and Chris, you can definitely attest to this because you have a fucking massive bag. But I was talking about RWA projects years ago. This video, which I have in this tweet, was 1 year ago. And then we were talking about swarm markets multiple years ago, maybe even 3 years ago. I was talking about, this kind of real world asset craze. And what we were doing, guys, we were just preparing. We invested in this and I put $20,000 into this. Now, it was at 5 or 6 cents. And guys, we were just waiting for the trend to catch on, and eventually it did. So if you are a swarm market person, obviously it's a day of, celebration. But I would also say that it's probably not a day of taking profit because it's still only $30 million market cap. Absolutely fucking huge run. But I still think it's small considering that BlackRock and all these other guys are getting to real world asset tokenization. And these guys have a great product, a great business, and a great licensing structure. Really, really good to see. Also, one more altcoin, and then I'll bring in the others. Prop C as well. Another one I invested in. This is essentially a real world asset tokenization system. I invested in this at the fucking pre-sale, and I got a lot of guys in my community in at the pre-sale as well. I think it was a public sale actually, but it was a pre-sale kind of public sale, but it was still cheap. Guys, this is absolutely going ballistic as well. We're looking at 200% on the fucking, on this chart. It's a lot of these real world asset, kind of, let's say the utility of the token is a real world asset functionality through tokenization. A lot of these guys are really going to have a good fucking time because now the biggest players in the world are backing it. They're saying they're kind of, they're confirming to the market that this is a real thing and it's going to be a real thing because obviously BlackRock have whatever, $12-15 trillion under management, and they're saying we're going to fucking do it. So any of these companies could be working alongside them, bringing assets to them, helping them out. These could end up listing on them. So all these real world assets it's massive, guys. We've been talking about this for years on this channel. Me and Chris, especially you and Will, actually, we've all been talking about this. We've been saying that there's eventually the stock market is going to end up being tokenized, and that's essentially what is going to happen now. And
it's a requirement at this point. They see the technology.
It's a next step because it's auditable. You have more transparency. It's secure. You can actually see where everything is. Essentially, what you're doing is you're just taking, we look on CoinMarketCap and we're like, oh yeah, look at the circulating supply and everything like that. You can't really do that with stocks and shares. You can do it to a degree, but it's just not auditable enough. It's not quick enough. You can't really see what's really happening in the movement. So it's all basically the crypto market, which we look at. All these, this altcoin market and crypto market is just, all of these are just going to turn into this. And we're going to have indices and we're going to have fucking equity markets all built in. They're going to have tokenized. It's just going to be mental. We're kind of just sitting in the right spot and they're all going to come to us, which is what we've all been waiting for, guys. I've been trading Bitcoin and crypto since 2016. I traded traditional stock shares, fucking Forex before, moved in, and that's why I'm called MDX Crypto. So it's all fucking happening, legends. It's all literally happening in front of our eyes. And the market cap is going to grow. The market cap is going to grow, guys, of these things. And it's going to be the Mexican wave. It's all going to start with Bitcoin. It's going to trickle down. And then, yeah, it's really promising. All the numbers look good. Everything's looking great. And I am now, after that onslaught, how long did I do? 18 minutes is fine. But yeah, no, let's bring in some of the legends, okay? So let's bring in the Will Small, the Smallio. Let's do some on-chain stuff with you. Oh, no, let's do some order book stuff with you, mate, because you love it. And let's talk about some shitties as well. How's it going, brother?
What is good? So yeah, we got a bunch prepared here. Just looking at funding rates, I like to start on this now because it just it shows we haven't really even got warmed up. We've got Pepe, we've got Ondo slightly showing some signs of froth here, but generally speaking, guys, really not a huge amount here. I think we've got plenty of upside to go. Does that mean it happens straight away? I'm not so sure about that. We'll go into that right now. So I was saying last week, I really like these stupid pockets coming down. And actually, at the moment, I'm actually inverting them and almost doing the inverted Lord Dumpu trade. So we were saying essentially, you know, higher low here or lower low here, and then ping back up to around 72, which is pretty much exactly what we've got here. Nicely tap the pocket and come back up. And what I like to do here is actually invert this really quickly, this fib here, to give you the target here. So a lot of stuff is saying we're coming back up to around 72. For me, I actually kind of like us holding this and coming back down and actually printing this out. There is a chance that we just blast it like this, but I would say actually, generally speaking, I'd prefer a little bit longer here, maybe another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that of ranging to build shorts up so that we get a proper explosion when we pump. The problem is when you go up in a straight line, guys, the dumps end up just being really vicious. And we end up, you know, if we do something like this, if we do dump, it ends up looking like that. And it just is a bit harder for it to then kind of come back up and make the high. It's much easier if it's gradual and we actually build a line here of sort of.
Yeah, it's almost more bullish. I agree. It's almost more bullish in a way. Let me just say one thing before Dodo sort of cut you off. Guys, hit the like button as well. We've got this is absolutely smash the like button on this video for the content. Also, put your altcoins in the chat because at the end we'll do a Q&A. So we'll do questions and answers. And also, guys, we're going to give away 3 memberships in this video as well. So stick around, like the video, everything like that. Let's get the engagement flooding and farm this out, okay?
Sounds great. So if you're like me and Chris, or Chris and I, and you like shorts, try and invert your charts and do this. Because look, this was literally a Lord Dumpu short from here, except for you got the long all the way back down. If you're looking at this chart, you'd say, okay, come to resistance. Nice failure here, which is exactly where I was longing, and then all the way back down here. So nice little trick to kind of trick your mind into being in the right way. Because I think a lot of times in bull markets, people just want to counter trade and for some reason short all the way up, which is obviously not what we want to do. So if you are like that, this is probably a good trick for you. But yeah, essentially these are what I'm looking for here. This line here could come a little bit lower. There is a chance of doing another lower low here and sort of farming out the structure from lower like that. Either of those scenarios is good for me. But to be honest with you, I think we're actually going to hold up here. I think a lot of people are wishing for lower prices, and I don't really see it at the moment. But we'll have to see. Going on to the order books again, most of these are just moving up, so you're just seeing more demand moving higher with price. You're also seeing some local demand pop in here at around 69K-ish, 68.8-ish. So for me, that does say quite a bit. I don't think that there's too much froth here. I don't think there's loads and loads of longs to lick. I actually think there's a decent chunk of shorts to go grab to the top side. So I'd like to see us do that. We've kind of done a bit of it, but I think another wave higher to 72,
the highs 72, 75. Watch I've got. If the order books are lining up with that, I'm about 72, 75 are the 2 levels. Maybe a little bit of dumpu there, and then fuck it. You can't bet against it, can you? Just invert the chart. You're like, okay, up.
Yeah, I often find as soon as you break out with these as well, maybe easy to show on this, but when you break out on these trends on the lower time frames, it's just generally a bad idea to short this on the first time. Normally, it's going to do at least another few stop hunts here. So again, it's all pointing towards sort of the 73 area. You're not seeing too many people out of position here. It's kind of neutral. So again, it's been neutral for a while with these small little, I guess, FOMO sessions that happen at the tops here, which get sort of pulled back on. But apart from that, this looks really good for continuation as far as order flow goes. I don't think there's too much to be said there. Yeah,
let's get into the shitties, bro. Let's bring the shitties, man. You love a shitty.
Let's absolutely load them. So guys, you all load the shitties. You all probably got in on Bowden with me at around 0.07. I've been calling this for a while. Really nice pop back up and a chance to relong it here. I believe that's like, I don't know, 400, 500% already. Yeah, 450-ish. So a nice move on Bowden for the community there. And now I've rotated lots of funds from Bowden into Peng, which is what I said I would do. For me, I know that what you were saying is that this doesn't look quite bottomed yet. I kind of agree with that. But also, this is the first time we've actually come up and actually managed to kind of stick the previous high and kind of hold above it. And the way Peng pumps is a little bit ropey. It kind of just slowly grinds up and then just blitzes at the end. So this is kind of what I expect for the price action. You might get one more sort of loop back and test this again. Again, that would just be bullish for me, and then sort of slowly grind round and make that nice U-shape bottom. But I think all in all, this looks good for continuation higher. My other picks are, again, I'm looking for these downtrends which have been essentially broken to the downside. a bit like this, you know, trend line coming down from here. I just want to see that broken essentially, and I want to see it retest and make a new high here. This has all the criteria. Again, was buying this down at sort of 0.015.
This is Melon
Melon
USD.
Yeah, it's also in that nice area of like a 10 mil, 12 mil market cap where the rugs, if they were going to rug it, it probably would have happened already. The rugs tend to happen between like 1 mil market cap and 3 mil. That's kind of the area, maybe 5 mil. But for this is one of the ones I'd like to see become sort of peng size. I don't know if it's going to become as big as this, but taking this thing to a 60 or 100 mil market cap would be a nice.
I just like peng, man. I don't know, just peng. Just like it's just peng. It's just a good word, peng. I've used it all my life. Like, mate, she is peng. It's nice.
It's got a good ring to it. She's a cute little penguin. I mean, you can't really fight it. It just has.
Oh, mate, I never even knew it was a penguin. I just thought it was like peng, like some chica. Oh, she's peng.
Nah, it's like a Pepe penguin.
Well, yeah, that fucking Pepe penguin.
That's literally what it was.
Yeah,
that Pepe penguin is a peng, little pengy. I'm coming for you, little pengy. Let's go.
And then on farm animal coins, I quite like Goose, Silly Goose as well. It's around the same.
What are we doing with these things?
Wait,
I don't know what we're doing with our lives.
Mate, I never thought I'd be saying that well, you said it, but I never thought that would just be like an actual thing on stream. Like, now we're going to go into the farm animal tokens. Bro.
The thing is, guys, they're just pumping. I mean, look at this. You have a coin called, I was telling you, Max, the drug tokens are kicking off. Coke's up 56,000%. I'm long Adderall. I'm long all of it, mate. Let's go.
Bro, I'm getting high even thinking about that number. How much? How much is Coke up?
56,000%.
Bro, that's enough to make me feel like I'm absolutely blasting, hoovering with a Dyson. Shit.
That's just good stuff. Like, within all these things, guys, we all know that eventually all going to zero. You're essentially playing Bring Around the Rosies, but it's really fun. And honestly, I think we've all been laughing about this. It's actually a lot more fun than leverage trading at the moment because it's just less stress. You just buy a bit of it and it either goes up and does something ridiculous or it goes to zero. And as long as you spread your money out, you shouldn't have a problem, really. Just make sure that you do take profits on these things quickly because I like to say a day in shitcoins is like a year on the charts. Some of these things do an entire pump, dump, bear, bull cycle in literally 1 to 2 days. So look at that. I also like MAI. This is also a really nice project. It's only a 2 mil market cap, an AI company that is essentially doing freeware for...
We don't care about fundamentals, Smallio. We care about pumpamentals.
We do care about pumpamentals, I agree. But at least this isn't really...
At least it has something. Yeah, I'm only messing with you. At least it has
something.
No,
I agree. We've gone from farm animals to good projects. But I think MAI it's one of those ones that's just a super low cap. It might do really good. It might not. We don't know. But again, I'm willing to risk it with a small amount of capital for a potential 25 to 50.
Risk it for a biscuit, but risk it for a pengu.
Risk it for a pengu. But I think that's me. I'll pass back to you or Chris. But I think that's my section done.
Yeah, I sort of mentioned one thing about one other token. It was going to be, if I can fucking remember, another one which went absolutely rampaging. I need to come back to you, actually. I can't remember what it was. It was another altcoin which is going ballistic. I'll remember the altcoin in a second. Let me get Chris up. Really nice move there right now. So yeah, Chris, what you got for us, brother? So maybe give us some liquidity stuff. Give us the dealers. I don't think there's much to talk about, mate. They're just kind of in the middle. You know, it's a good sign that they're bringing spread up, but essentially those shorts are still there. But let's talk. What's cracking?
Yeah. That's the big thing. So we're looking at the liquidity is always the key in my mind. And we tagged that last Wednesday when we talked about it on Monday is that we are breaking levels. We lost some stuff. We got some really nice clean breaks and retests on the way down. Really good structure for shorting. And then what do? We hit a liquidity gap. That liquidity gap is back where there's very low liquidity in that section. We tagged it, filled everything, and popped back up. And now we're doing higher lows. The biggest thing to keep in mind here is that the short liquidity pocket that was above us, we've taken it now. And the majority of the shorts that are still in place, it's all above 71K, right? It's all 71K and above. There's nothing else that's really holding on. And that's 10Xs and 20Xs. So larger positions, lower leverage, much deeper liquidity if we actually have a continuation move. I like Smallio's idea of if we actually do a failure, I probably would want it to come back down and print out a larger overall move just to give us another week or two of building up that short liquidity pocket before absolutely, sending all the way through it. That being said, high leverage short liquidity, long liquidity, it should say, right? Because that is long liquidity.
Longs, man.
Is right below us. So we got some at 65K. The weekly open is right down here, around about, let's see, 67.2. So if we do start failing stuff, it's failing 69K, failing back below the weekly open. I am targeting that high leverage stuff just on some scalps. Overall, the priority remains the upside higher time frame. The moves from the weekend were great, but it also led to us creating a CME gap. And then for the lower leverage longs, I think there's an initial bounce. If we do have a breakdown, let's say we fail this structure here, fail 69K, and we actually have that breakdown into the high leverage longs. If we have continuation and we don't get a bounce in the high leverage stuff, I'm expecting one at the lows because there is a bit of a gap below that. So that's always something to look for. When we grab liquidity, it's a lot riskier to just instantly try and long the liquidity when there's a gap. It's always better to look for a higher low because then at least you have some kind of structure. Otherwise, you're basically trying to catch the knife, right? And that's a no-no for the most part. But overall, that's still the idea with it. The trend is amazing right now. Like, let me just show this. Like the trend. Yeah, so the trend is still
killing it, man. The MDX indicators have been blasting this shit up, honestly, from the lower time frames. But you're using an MDX collection right now, right?
Yeah, so I've got this thing. This is like my primary use for my algo trading. For a lot of it, I'm still about 80% automated. And yeah, that's the lovely stuff with this. It's still last 10 trades up 50%, and that's counting just spot. And I use some leverage, not a whole lot, but I do. So I'm very happy with the overall moves last couple of weeks. And I think, yeah, largely we'll print out something similar to what Smallio said. Let me switch over to the CME stuff, and we can talk about some stuff there.
Yeah, and also just to mention as well, some guy in the chat said we want to look at some inflation-adjusted charts again. We'll do a little bit of that because I do think we could just quickly flick through it. Guys, with the inflation-adjusted stuff, you're just getting a more accurate representation of the actual value of an asset. So we can go through that, but we'll just look at that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking at the CME stuff, since we had the first breakdown going in from, what is that, Wednesday the 13th through Tuesday the 19th, we saw for the first time in a very long time, actually, that dealers and intermediaries were actually closing some long positions and adding some shorts. So that whether this was just some coverage, which I think that's what it was, the increase of the spreads, obviously the expectation of increase of range trading, but overall, they're still massively positioned long. These are like very, very minute position changes in the grand scheme of things, as far as I'm concerned. So it's a little blip on the radar. It is something to take into consideration that they are closing some longs and adding some shorts, but we're not breaking the all-important levels to the downside. So until we actually start breaking something more significant, breaking some of that structure down here at 69K, 60K, that's going to be the most important thing as far as I'm concerned. Because until we do that, the priority is to the upside, and that's just the way it is. Like we've got good structure, we've got good levels, and the thing with this is that there is a CME gap, pretty large one, about almost a $3,000 wide CME gap that closes down at 63.8. So there is a big CME gap down here, and if we do start closing and losing the daily weekly open, I expect us to flush down. 63.8. Let me switch. Yeah, so the CME gap is down here on the CME chart from 66.390, 63.6. So that's the current gap in the structure.
Might be a little gap at Runiente for a little bit of a close soon, but we'll see. These things don't have to close, and they usually don't close in bull markets if they ever do. But yeah, that's good.
No. But yeah, that's the thing with the CME gaps. They just have a high fill rate. It's like you shouldn't target gaps in price unless you're looking at Bitcoin and you're going towards it, or on indices like ES and the NQ. But even then, it's nothing more than a potential confluence thing. It's not like that's your whole criteria for taking a position.
Yeah, XRP is banned, like Eve said in the chat. It is banned. If you get in the chat and you want us to chart XRP, sorry, it's banned. Leave, please. I just remember my altcoin as well. So I was saying that Dogecoin, sorry to cut you off, brother, but Dogecoin did actually have a pretty nice move to the upside. I've got a lot of Doge. This is actually a fucking mad move, Legends. That's literally like 55% on Doge, straight out the guns. Shiba just didn't catch up. So I think Doge is going to have its time again, I think this could probably pull back again, but I think Doge is going to have a moment. And we'll go into the shitcoins later, but I'm saying Doji, it's going to have a moment. And it deserves it. All these fucking shitties on Solana taking over the show. Doge is the ultimate OG shitcoin. Well, meme coin, but it is a shitty. But like it's Doge's going to have its time, Legends. And also someone shouted out for Ultra. Ultra is going to do bits. It's a gaming token. When gaming, the narrative comes back round. But overall, guys, it's doing the same thing. Actually, Smallio mentioned it. What you're looking on normal shitties, you're just looking for a trend line. You're looking for when is the trend line going to break. We're actually finding support on it. It would be nicer if we were above here, holding support here on the prior high. But looking good, guys, for the upside for the continuation play. Let me loop you back in, brother, some indicator stuff. So what's the indicator saying? Because, guys, we got a massive new indicator coming out at the first of the month. We've got a scalping indicator we're going to release. And I'm actually going to be baking this into my main strategy. So I'm going to be using it on every single video because this indicator, I do think, has massive legs for me to increase my win rate and edge. So profitability is going to go up. But, yeah, what we looking at on the old indicators, brother ski? Brother ski. What's going on?
Broski. Yeah, so overall priority is still to the upside. We've got good trending on the oscillator stack for continuation. That's still the expectation. It flipped long again, going back at 64K. So that's always a positive thing. On the derivative suite, I'm looking specifically at
double
Bitcoin
click on that
ETFs.
one, mate.
Which
Zoom
one?
that one in. Double click on the ETF one, like make it so it's big. I just want to say, like, if you double click, you can see what's going on. Like, so you're seeing more inflows on ETFs, right?
Yes. So most of this, the downside that we had over the last 2 weeks was mostly driven from grayscale outflows. And that's likely due to the fact that they're still having a very large fee for transacting. They're talking about lowering it, but with other ones like Van Eck that did for the last week or two, they've had 0 fees for their spot ETFs. We're seeing a major inflow that we haven't seen something like this since Thursday. That ended up being bearish. This is overall very, very bullish because I'm looking at it on the 4-hour. So it'd be nice to see now a continuation going into Tuesday. But overall, it's positive in my mind. We got ETFs flowing back in, which is good to see. Retail stablecoin, yeah, we're still not quite at full frothiness on the 4-hour. If we do have that kind of continuation move up towards 72, we're likely going to start hitting some extreme parts where we're looking for some type of major retracement. But it's not there yet. It's still continuing the upside. And then asset flow. This is now showing that
double
large
click on that,
caps
brother. Zoom in because it's a bit small for us. Yeah, let's have a look at that.
Yeah.
So you're looking at the stable coins, right? Or
No, I was looking at asset flow.
Oh, yeah, no, go back to. I know stable coins, yeah, but the demand's going to probably come back down. But you've inverted it anyway. But let's have a look at the. I want to see this one. You've got the MDX Trendmaster Asset Flow Index.
Yeah, so asset flow index. Effectively, what you're looking at is this is just showing some subcategories: stable coins, large caps, altcoins. We can break it down more specifically or manually. You can add your own crypto subsectors, commodities, equities, forex, and all that to see where the predicted flow of capital is going overall. Large caps are getting pretty crazy, but they're not quite toppy. I kind of look to anything at about 70%. Usually is about ripe for a correction. So if I just zoom these down, let me see if I just move these around a bit.
Zoom them down, sire.
Zoom them and dump them. Okay. So anytime where you get to a point where you're having some kind of major moves here, we're looking at anything that hits a value of about 70 to 75% on large caps. It's usually when you get a retracement, usually there's going to be some type of breakdown coming along with that. Anytime it gets over about 60%, it's still at a risk for it. It's pretty expanded. And if we do just go flat and sideways, which is the hope that we actually farm out some sideways structure here, then you're probably expecting altcoins to have some type of higher low that's pretty substantial, which would be good for most of the high cap alts. That's what we kind of look for in this one. Because right now, shitties are going, stable coins and alts, not as much, not comparatively. But generally speaking, yeah, we're probably close to some large cap breakdown or at least some sideways run versus altcoins going to have, high caps, top 100, top 200, probably going to have a good day. It's
interesting what you say about the, the grayscale ETF and stuff. I have a different view on it. I kind of disagree with that. It's not like a big disagreement because it's actually open for debate. But I would say that I think the inflows and outflows of the ETFs are kind of following the price of Bitcoin. Because I think most price action has been determined by derivatives, and the ETFs aren't really the thing that's driving the price action on a day-to-day basis. There's a primary and secondary market, and the speed in which can actually make a difference on the market value, the open price, I think it's a lot more lagging than most people think. I think the ETFs inflows and outflows at this point are just because the price is going up, so people are actually beginning to inboard or get into ETFs. I think it's slightly lagging, and I think it's more of a supply and demand play thing with ETFs, because essentially the point of an ETF is to disconnect the user from the open market price of Bitcoin. It's supposed to be a product that keeps you away from it. and then you can actually buy it in a more regulated way. But it's open to debate, because I've had guys who've told me one way, guys who've told me the other way. I've had guys and market makers and exchange guys, liquidity providers, who've told me there's something. Then I've got other people who work at hedge funds told me another thing. So it's interesting. But I would say that the price action is predominantly being determined by derivatives, the derivatives market. Spot has an effect as well, not as much. But then I think ETFs come third. I think ETFs are going to grow, but I think the way ETFs are structured are slightly different to what most people think, as though the product is designed to be a way that, if you're buying and selling out of a share of Bitcoin, the Bitcoin's not moving from Coinbase. You're just turning essentially a digital share of the Bitcoin sitting in a wallet somewhere, and it's in the custodian, OTC custodian, Coinbase or BitGo, and the list goes on. Backed and Ledger. So I don't think much of that's happening, but there is a primary and secondary market which can affect the price of Bitcoin, but it's not on a day-to-day basis. And I think if you think about what's happening with ETFs, essentially BlackRock or the inflows are coming in, they're then demanding more Bitcoin from Coinbase, but they're not actually transacting on the open market. OTC, off the counter. The Bitcoin's just moving from one account to the other within Coinbase. So essentially, if I walk up to someone and give them $100 for Bitcoin, and they send me Bitcoin from their wallet to my wallet, that's not changing the price. The only thing which could change the price in the future is a supply and demand play, where if I hold it, if I turn into a long-term hodler like this, then you're going to get a supply shock. Okay, that's what I think anyway. But open for debate. Anything else you want to add there, brother? You got any altcoins for us? What's cracking with the you got here? You got a new indicator for us?
We can look at a couple different ones. So just to kind of round off a couple different indicator things, spot perpetual basis. So we're seeing obviously almost all the volume is being driven on perpetuals right now, significantly lower on spot. So you can see that the spot is shown there as like a column versus the perpetuals at the wick of this thing. So effectively since late Sunday, we were looking at massive increases in overall perpetual to the upside. So that's still the expectation. It's still mostly a perpetual driven market up here based on the overall volume, but
yeah, well, these indicators are absolutely going crazy. I just want to mention, guys, you're watching this video, you're looking at all these indicators. All of these indicators are available from mdxalgo.com. We've built MDX and Trendmaster came together. We built basic. We've made a fucking baby. Me and Chris and Will had sex. We created a baby of indicators. They're all like fucking mental little fuckers. Some look like me, some look like them. It's crazy out here, man. And Chris was loving it. I've never seen the guy that happy. He was euphoric when it was happening.
Oh my God.
He's on the ball.
He was loving it. But to be honest, the Viking, I can't lie, he was a big, strong,
I have like a cold shiver going up my spine right now.
Yeah, but the Viking's a big, strong, muscly 6'4" Viking. So I was fucking I was lucky I didn't get penetrated, bro.
I don't even know where I was. What am I talking about?
Yeah, sorry, mate. I kind of went off a little bit. I told you, after about 40 minutes, shit begins to get crazy on these streams. Like anyone who's watching this always gets the good stuff after 40 minutes. 40 minutes of the stream starts getting a little bit dicey. But yeah, continue, man. We're going to go to some altcoins.
Last stream was camels and stuff. Now we're going full gender fluid this stream, and we're going right in.
There we go. There we go. But yeah, so that's a big one there. The fact that it's perpetually driven. Also, something that I love the most, one of the big things is stablecoin growth. So effectively, stablecoins, USDT, USDC, DAI, those are very, very much like the bank of crypto. So when you see these things kind of pumping and having lull points, very often when you start pumping really hard on stablecoins, which means they're increasing the supply of stablecoins in order to be able to handle the perpetual action that's traded, that's always a good sign that, hey, we're going to have some type of continuation potentially in upside markets. It's when it starts retracting and coming to the downside. Then we start seeing that it's the inverse is the most likely thing. But yeah, in the overall structure, that's about it for that. I'll kind of open it up, I guess, to some alts. What are some alts that people are looking at? We can go through a few things.
Guys, also, you can get a, if you want to get a platform demo of all the indicators with me, Chris, Will, Stefan, just go to the link in the description. I think I've put a consultation link, but actually what I'll do is now, I'll leave that up. If you want to book a call with us, guys, to have a chat about the indicators, go to this page. Let me find it. I just need to work it out. I don't know if this is the right one. Let me just quickly check, sire. Yeah, this is the right one. So I'll post in the chat, guys. This is for the, if you want to book a call with us, a demo of the platform, the indicators. We'll give you a free strategy session as well, just to go through what your trading style is, what works for you. And essentially we'll give you like a nice tailored, type of, if you can pin that, Lord Dumpu, I can't pin from here. in the chat for some reason. But anyway, yeah, we a nice like call, speak with the team, do a strategy session, look at all the indicators, and it's we're here to essentially bring people from either being a beginner to profit, so unprofitable to profitable, or profitable to even more fucking profitable, and that's the game we play.
Absolutely. Now, just looking at some of the chat, we got some people asking for some. I looked at Cardano, just looking at some high caps first before we go full degen. Yeah, the play with this was very clean. It was the higher low off of the yearly open. That is just like bread and butter, easy long structure that you look for. So this is effectively what Lord Dumpu coined, I think, the phrase the under over. So you're looking at two things. You're looking at a significant level, significant high time frame level of the yearly open, as well as this demand zone below us. And what do? We get a move to the downside of that demand, and then you get the higher low above it. Like literally the perfect entries for these type of things. And it even gave you the perfect retest as well for continuation. So this looks good. You're at resistance, but this is also a pretty big liquidity pocket for Cardano. Probably argue, looking at the liquidity stuff, it's got a big pocket above it to continue. The breakdown that you don't want to see is the low loss at 64.1. That loss there probably breaks you into this high leverage stuff, in which case you're looking for a grab and then the move back to the upside. About as deep as you want to go to keep that upside priority would be down to the entry 58. But I think it only would do that if Bitcoin had a retracement back down towards 62, 63K. And right now the priority's up. Alts have not been moving as fast as Bitcoin. And as long as Bitcoin goes flat and sideways now, and it doesn't dump, we're actually looking for alts to continue. And there is liquidity there to grab the upside, 100%.
Yep. I'm just writing in the chat. I said, Stefan, get the links flowing for the legends. Ask questions, guys. We're going to start the AMA now. So anything you want to ask, any questions you have for us, we'll sit here and answer any questions you have. Basically, this is what the page looks like, guys. So if you go to mdxalgo.com/consultation, you can just book a call with us, guys. Click through, find your times. We're essentially 4 days available in the future. It's very, very, very booked, so you're not going to get every single time. But if you come to mdxalgo.com/consultation, book a call with us. We'll walk you through the platform. We'll talk to you about your strategy. We'll look at the MDX Trading Bot. We'll just get you into a position where you can actually make some cash. And also, we've got a new ebook as well. So the email which went out, guys, a brand new ebook. We've actually completely revamped it. Lots more value in the ebook. And new chart. We got new chart screens and everything like that. So we've got loads of content, guys, for you guys to basically take you to the next level in trading, hypercharge your trading game, hypercharge your trading experience. It says there, hypercharge your trading experience. That's what we are here to do. And yeah, look, Stefan's in the chat as well. But yeah, should we do some have a look at some alts? Ask your questions in the chat, guys. Anything else you want to add, Chris, or are we pretty much there?
Yeah, the one thing I did forget to mention, which I think is a big deal, is that we do have a lot of stuff going on this week because it is the end of the trading week. So the 28th is effectively going to be the end of the trading week this week, because Friday is Good Friday, so New York Stock Exchange is closed. A lot of markets, especially Western world, closed for that, being at the April weekend. So with that, there's a GDP data coming out as well on Thursday. Is that Wednesday or Thursday? Maybe Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
And then also quarterly options are unlocking. So when we come back on Monday next week, understand that opening of that day is going to be the most significant level on most charts in the local time frame. And then you got Powell speaking on the 29th. So he's with all these different things coming out as well. So
big stuff. Also, bring up your inflation adjusted charts. Let's just do a few charts. I'm going to do some traditional stocks in a second. I think Tesla's actually looking like it could be becoming a good buy right now. But let's just quickly whip to the inflation adjusted chart of the SPX. Let's just do this every single video in the week. We'll just do SPX inflation adjusted. We'll do Bitcoin inflation adjusted, and then we'll look at maybe something like the Dow, but I think SPX is probably pretty good.
So an easy way to do this, guys, if you're interested in doing these things, you can actually create charts, custom charts, add, subtract, that type of stuff on TradingView. So what you can do is say take SPX / and then WM2NS, which is the M2 money stock from the Federal Reserve. It'll give you an
A lot of guys are asking for this, bro. So a lot of guys are asking for this. So guys, watch the video now because this is how you get inflation-adjusted charts.
Yeah. So this is effectively what you're looking at. Inflation adjusted. We're back at levels we were at back in May of 2001. So 23 years ago, we're closing in back on a potential high, inflation adjusted. That is. So comparatively, if you guys know what the SPX chart looks like, we imagine, look at 1996. Okay, that's the look back we're looking at. Let's look at the SPX on the current structure, and I'll delete this stuff.
Yeah, just looks like a moonship, but it's essentially not doing anything. It's the same value of 2008, but it's just going up in price because the dollar has been devalued. So it's a really, really good way just to kind of break out this weird psychology. Well, it's not weird. It's actually quite understandable. But people look at this chart, they think, oh, it can't go up any further. Like, it's got to come down. The doomsday crash. Everyone was calling for the doomsday crash, and I was like, look, guys, we ain't going back down to these fucking levels of 2008, like, and it's going to stay there because that would be a significant drawdown in value because there's so many more dollars in circulating supply. We're not going back there. We're never going back there. It's like saying at 2008, we're going to go back to 1921 levels. No, we're never going there. The dollar's being devalued. There's too many dollars now circulating in supply and bidding on essentially a very similar amount of stocks and shares. So it's impossible. What would have to happen for us to go back to there is that all stocks and shares would have to be inflated by hundreds of times. Like just every single company comes out and issues so much more stock, then the prices would fall. But it's not going to happen. They haven't got the mandate for that. And like inflation adjusted, we haven't even broken the all-time highs, and we're in a bull market right now. So, and they're printing more cash. So I think we've got a long way to go.
Yeah, that's really it. I mean, my favorite one to look at is the Dow, right? Everyone knows what the Dow looks like, and we can expect some type of continuation maybe, unless there's a breakdown. That's just a, maybe following the same pattern, who knows? But this is what the market's showing, is that we're at all-time highs. Like, they're not really all-time highs when you inflation adjust all this stuff. It is literally the Ponzi of fiat. And that's why everyone and their mother needs to buy some Bitcoin, because
not even that. Dow's it's a good trade. It's ascending formation coming up to the highs, probably going to break out. Like, and if you look at the Dixie as well, the Dixie is the dollar strength. And you can see here, Dixie's actually beginning to look up like this. I think Dixie does have a little push higher. And I think that will just keep those in their ascending formations on that bit of resistance. If Dixie breaks out this trend and we get a little bit of pop, I think that could coincide with some downside in obviously risk assets like Bitcoin, stocks and shares, etc. But I don't think we break this level here. And if we do, it means that there's been another fiat currency that's collapsed. Like, if going as we are right now, if another fiat currency, a big one, collapses, like a euro or a pound or a yen, then yeah, I could say Australian dollar. Then I could say maybe the Dixie really goes for it because they all just flood into the dollar, like the normies, the no coiners. And I do think the Dixie will rise in time because of that fact. But I think if we stay normal standing business as usual, we ain't breaking that for now. But it is going to be a really interesting dynamic, guys, because there is going to be a moment, quite likely, where the Dixie begins to absolutely moon it when we see other fiat currencies beginning to collapse. And yeah, some people say, oh, no, it's going to be a slow transition between the two systems. And I get it, but I look at history a lot. And I've done a lot of historical, I've read a lot of historical stuff in terms of what happens in society collapses. Or let's just say what happens when everyone realizes something. It's not like everyone's preparing themselves really easily. Oh, yeah, now it's time to get out of the mark. Now it's time to get out of the Venezuelan dollar. Oh, yeah, we're all predicting that big recession. Let's just start selling the thing we shouldn't have. Usually what happens is everyone panics and it all happens at once and there's a big collapse or crash, French Revolution style, end of the Roman Empire, big inflation. Like there's a lot of times in history where you've seen big cataclysmic moments, and it's because of a buildup of stored energy. Everyone suddenly realizes something, a loss of faith, and then there's an exodus. It's not like we're all preparing really slowly. Like maybe we are on this channel, but the masses aren't. The masses get wrecked. That's what happens. And I think the Dixie will probably have a massive, massive move to the upside when other fiat currencies collapse. And then what we'll probably see is the mass exodus out of dollars. And that will be into other assets, potentially gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, and other assets of the alike. And like, as well, I don't want to ramble on about it, but like, it's just going to be one of those moments. It's going to be it's going to be called like the Great, it's the Great Recession, the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Great Depression. It's always the great this, the great that. It's probably going to be the Great Fiat Currency Collapse, and that's going to be known in history as like that's the end of that thing, and then moved on to a different system. And it's going to be weird though. It's going to bend a lot of minds. Dixie's going to go to the fucking moon. Dollar's going to get very strong, and then there's going to be a big collapse of that into something else. It's going to be fucking mental, ladies. Anyway, we're going to see it play out. If you're over the age of 30, I think you're pretty much guaranteed. If you're 60, who knows? Probably the next 20 years. Next 20 years we've got, probably it's going to happen. But very difficult to predict. But I would say 20 years would probably happen in the next 20 years. That's what I would say. This is inflation adjusted. Is this inflation adjusted, this chart? Yeah? You think?
No. This is just the dollar currency index. And the one thing that's kind of been sticking with me the last couple of days is just kind of looking over global cycles of like what we've gone through, you know, from the roaring upside, you know, all the stuff going into the .com bubble is a great example of this. And the pattern, the fractal effectively of what we were playing out at the, you know, the 99 market type stuff, all-time high, everything's going great, going to the 2000 market. I mean, you're looking at a fractal that's effectively exactly the same what we've done so far. Like this beginning of this move is exactly the same as what we were doing, you know, 25 years ago. So if we play out something similar to that
over and over again.
Yeah, and that's adjusted to the local stuff. I mean, if I just extend it to like to make it more massive as far as like what's the potential of the upside. But yeah, that's something that's not impossible for happening.
Definitely not, no. It's up until
I don't put the biggest weight on fractals. That's the thing. And eventually there's going to be some major flush up with the dollar currency index potentially. Hopefully, I want it to be wrong. We have plenty of room to the downside dollar currency index wise if we're going to have an actual run, but we need to actually lose like 100.
I got to cut you off. These comments are hilarious. What the heck is going on? All this crypto TA. I was told to come to this channel for great camel conversations. Am I in the wrong place? Emoji camel. Then we have, I also joined for camel conversations. And Mark Dutch. Yo, that camel one really lasted, man. I was on like 2 hours sleep just blasting off about some weird camel shit. That was a good video. Guys, we're coming up to an hour. Ask all your questions in the chat and we're going to do the giveaway. So Steph, let's do this. Smallio, just go through the tweet and just find some really good people to do the giveaway for. We've already chosen them, but just find the good people we chose and get them across to us. And we're going to announce the 5 winners for the monthly subscription for MDX Algo. Okay, we can give those away. And then we're going to do another giveaway. And we're going to give away 3 on a new tweet. And that tweet should be ready. It will be, Stefan, we're going to do the video. You know, the video I told you about. Hopefully, I'll talk to Stefan in a second. But we're going to upload a video on Twitter. All we're going to do is like it, comment it, and retweet on it. And then you can win 3 monthlies. But we'll do the giveaway in a second. We're going to find the winners. Guys, also, I don't know how many likes we got because we're on StreamYard, but everyone just go and batter that like button. If you enjoy the content, you enjoy what we do here, and you enjoy the product MDX Algo, because a lot of you guys will be using it. So hit the like button for that, guys. Caress the algorithm. Make the algorithm make the noise of a camel when we tickle it in many different spots on its body. When we caress the humps of the camel, it makes a nice Do that to the like button. But I'm not going to go down the camel route, okay? We're not doing it today. But yeah, okay, so ask some questions, guys. We'll do a few more questions, then we'll do the giveaway. I think Smallio is hopefully on it right now, having a look for people to give it away to on the tweet. We'll get 5 names. Oh, he's putting them in. Winners are coming in. So guys, look at the chat right now. Go into the live chat, and we're posting the winners right now. We'll send the winners to Stefan, and then Stefan will reach out to you. But we're going to have to do some sort of way where we send you a message on Twitter, and then you have to follow Stefan, and then he'll send you a message on Twitter directly. Once Stefan has you on Twitter directly, we'll get you into a group, or we could send you the gift card there, actually. So we can send gift cards there. So next step is everybody go in. All these people here. Stefan, who our guy is, will message you on Twitter. He will then send you a gift card. You can then scan a QR code to get a free membership. We've got a whole new thing going down, Legends. A whole new goddamn freaking system. We got a question here. So, Spapping Girls or Sappening Girls, lol, class of 21 forever max ledge. Aaron, not really sure what's going on there, brother.
I think he's saying that he's been around for 3 years.
Oh, class of 21. Got it. I thought you were talking about 21-year-old cheekers. That's where my mind went. Now you know what's going on, Legends. So yeah, I don't know. 21 forever. Yeah, so that's a long time, man. That's 3 years now. I've been doing my YouTube since I think I started 2019. I started YouTube, but it was nothing special. It was just me talking about crazy, you know, blockchain things, because blockchain was really interesting to me back then because it was just like a new thing, and I wasn't doing trading content because I didn't really put out that type of content then. I was just trading my own money, kind of making some cash, and then it just turned into trading because more people cared about my thoughts on trading than they did on my thoughts on EOS. They were the good old days. So yeah, so Stefan will reach out to you. All the winners, Stefan will reach out to you on Twitter from the MDX Algo account. That will be what we do. So Stefan, if you're listening, reach out to them from the MDX Algo account. Send them a message. If they don't, guys, go and follow MDX Algo. So if you're a winner, go and follow the MDX Algo Twitter account. I'll put it up on the screen right now. So this is obviously my Twitter. But if you type in MDX Algo, MDX_Algo, you can come here, guys, and follow this Twitter. And we're going to do a giveaway right now on this Twitter. Okay, so we're going to do a giveaway. I think Stefan's got it ready. We'll just do exactly the same giveaway as this one. So it'll be the same way the text is written. Exactly the same, Stefan, just so you hear. Exactly the same. And step 3, we're going to give away 3 this week. So, Stefan, just make it exactly the same text, but with the video I sent you of me explaining the indicators. And we'll do that as the giveaway. We're going to do that in a second, guys. But keep asking questions. I'm enjoying the questions. Hope to win lifetime subscription. Hope so too, brother. Good luck. The drunk streams made you famous. The drunk streams did make me kind of famous. And also, like, they probably got overall drunk streams, maybe a couple 100,000 views. But the thing is, the amount of people who just remember the drunk streams. Like, it was one of those things where it was so... And then I'm not saying they're a gone thing. They're going to come back. Don't worry. But I'm saying, like, I think if you... I don't know. A lot of people just remember the drunk streams because I think it's just so mental that people just don't forget. You just don't forget the drunk streams. And I get it. I get fucking memes sent at me the whole time. People... Ibiza, 3 people meet me who are like, yeah, you're the drunk guy on YouTube. I was like, fuck, that's what I'm known for. Like... all the crypto stuff and trading out the way. Just, you're that drunk dude, aren't you, who fucking passed out? I'm like, okay. We got it somewhere. We got Chelmo Gang. Gains left, right, and center. Legends X. Yeah, let's go, bro. Chelmo Gang. Let's fucking moon it. We've got quite a lot of guys here actually sending some paid ones. Thanks for the 199 again, my leggies. Followed you since 21. X took my... Ooh, what do you mean? I remember this conversation, actually. I swear, what happened with this? I swear I remember talking to you about this, Aaron, about something like... Or was that another guy who, like, sent his Bitcoin? He was like, oh, I'm going to kill myself. And we were all like, what the fuck? And we're, like, trying to help him. There was some mental shit happening. But yeah, why did your girlfriend take it? Did she steal it? If she stole it, then you've got grounds, brother. You've got grounds to put her in jail. And because she's an ex-girlfriend, then it makes it even more sweet, doesn't it? You get the Bitcoin and you get her in jail. See on the flip side, leggies. But 0.64 Bitcoin is a lot of money right now. That's about $40,000, if not more. $45,000. So it's no small feat to be stealing that. Tell us why and what happened. Of course, no sacrifice. Everyone says that one. Yeah, cool. Are you guys looking to automate the counter trading strategy? Yes, we are. We do have something in the books for it, but it's quite difficult because the thing is with the counter trading strategy side to it, it's one of those things where you kind of want to only apply this strategy when the market goes into a range. You don't really want to apply it in the trend. And yes, there are ways to mitigate that, but there's a few different parameters which make it a little more difficult in terms of where the subjective stop loss is, where you're going to put your entry for that trade. There's a few other things. In terms of, like, are you going to counter trade it with the exact same bot or do a different bot? They're going to get the same slippage, whatever. But yeah, there is a way to do it. But for now, how I use it, there's a few other reasons as well, actually, which I won't go into right now because it takes a little bit of time. But there are a few reasons why it hasn't been done yet. And the reasons do make sense because of the way the trading bot trades. Okay. It's down to subjectivity, but also you don't really want to be leaving it the whole time. So you want to kind of take the trades when it's range bound so you can mitigate down the drawdown. You don't have the whole thing running the whole time. Anyway, are you guys going to automate it? It will happen, but we're going to make it right. But for now, it's better to identify a range bound market and then counter trade it with a stop loss at the high, okay? And then if you get it wrong, you just lose a few percent or 1% of it, and then you continue. The bot's still in, so the bot buys still in. But if you do have it, so if you counter trade it in the range, you want to basically just mitigate, bring down that gross loss, so the gross profit number you get closer to, which equals a higher net profit. But go read about it, guys, on the website. So you literally just go here, click on Trading Bot, and you can read it. You can get the trading signals by getting a subscription, and you can build a pretty much bulletproof strategy with this trading bot, guys. Just go to this site and then just find out for yourself. Get the MDX Algo subscription, get the trading bot for free with Bingx, and then you can make millions of dollars. I did it myself. I use that strategy. I literally use the trading bot, and then I counter trade it in ranges when I think it's good. And also, I've got to the point with my specific strategy where I have a technique where I get a very high win rate, because if you look at the trading bot here, on this last trade, which was the first losing trade, this is 2 or 3 massive winning trades. I know that the longer it wins, the closer you're getting to the next losing trade. So this short here, this is just a cherry on the cake. You're like, okay, after like 3 or 4 massive wins, very likely this is going to be a losing one. Bang, and it's a 67% losing rate. So it only wins 33% of the time. So if you counter trade these in a range, you've got a very high win rate. And that's what you want. And with trading strategies, guys, if you build a successful swing trading strategy because of physics and karma and yin and yang, if you create a profitable swing trading strategy, very likely if you invert it, you have a profitable scalp trading strategy. It's just a yin and a yang. So just invert it, and that's what you do in the range. And you can do some fucking bits with this. Chris, I know you automate like 80%, so you probably are more familiar with these types of things than me. It's a big part of trading now.
Yeah, I mean, it's the future of everything, really. I mean, trade automation, botting, we haven't even come close to market saturation in my mind. I mean,
it's going to get crazy, bro.
The next couple of years, we battle the bots. There's going to be people that develop like AI exchanges, AI trading bots. Like, I mean, not, AI doesn't really exist, but large language model ones that you can do quite a bit with. And that's going to be a huge, huge part of the market where everyone's just allocating to bots, looking at this type of thing. And it's just going to diversify exposure across the board. The problem is with the stuff that exists. Yeah. I mean, the problem with it that exists today is that it's hard to verify something that works. And like this works. The trading, the MDX bot works. And that's verifiable from performance data, not backtesting data. That's the difference for the most part.
Back-tested and performance data. And we have all of our indicators as well. You can go into the indicators and use those as well for botting. We have a whole botting thing. Guys, someone said slightly racist drunk streams. Don't know what you're talking about, Legends. I don't think I've ever been slightly racist. I've never been racist. I haven't got a racist bone in my body, sir. So that's interesting. Maybe there was a drunk stream in California, actually, where we were just being absolute mentalists, but we weren't being racist. No. Remember drunk stream? Remember drunk stream? I'm going to sound like I got fucking autism again or something. Remember drunk stream when your girl was so mad at you and slammed the door? Yeah, I do remember that one. That was fucking hilarious, that one. That was a huge event. The whole fucking building shook. And then we made up, and then we were like on stream, like kissed each other. It was a hectic one. That was real drunk. That was like big drunk, bigly drunk Aruniente. Yeah, so let's do a few more questions, guys, and then we'll do the giveaway. Will, have you got some names for us? Actually, we haven't even done it yet, so we need to do the tweet. Sorry, Stefan, have we?
Yeah, it's all done. It's all done. All the names are in the chat. Stefan's messaged them, and then the new link's out, and I've already posted it.
Yeah, guys, also, we got a big scalping indicator update coming. So on the 1st, we've got a big update coming to the new indicator suite. MDXalgo.com, you know what to do. It's going crazy, guys, the company in terms of if you were a customer a year ago, the whole fucking company's different. If you were 2 years ago, it's night and day. If you were a previous customer, you've got to come back into MDX Algo. It's just grown so much over the years, and we're never stopping. We're just growing and growing and building and building and building. So we got here Dutcho, Moon Boy. You made up with Dashka now. No, we haven't. That is not very likely going to happen, unfortunately. What are the base tokens to buy? Base tokens, I think there's a platform Coinbase created called Base, which is pretty cool. But it hasn't got a token to it. Yeah, Spanish aren't a race. Yeah, okay, well, okay, let's go. Okay. Shit. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I have just been borderline racist, against the Spanish. But it's okay to be racist against Spanish people. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's acceptable. They deserve it. Like, some people just deserve it, Legends. They deserve a little bit of slight racism because they're just all fucking twats. Like, that's it. Like, if you're genuinely a dickhead, I'm just going to be like, look, I don't like you. You're Spanish. Like, you deserve it. How many Spanish people we got in the chat, by the way? Put a number. Put yes, I'm Spanish in the chat if you are Spanish. And if you are Spanish, I will politely ask you to leave. No, this is getting fucking hectic. Yeah, put yes. Put yes, I'm Spanish if you're Spanish. Right, we're gonna do the tweet, Stefan. If you're watching, my guy, let's do the tweet, brother. Let's go over to MDX Algo and let's post the tweet. Exactly the same text, except 3 instead of 5. And then we'll do the video of me talking about how to set up the indicators, okay?
The tweet's out, brother.
Oh, is it out? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me refresh. Lovely. Here we go, guys. This is it. So this tweet is the... Oh, it's already got loads of people on it. Okay, fucking hell. I was real late. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I've been smashing in the chat for like 5 minutes.
Oh, really? Fuck.
Prepping it. Let's go.
So, guys, yeah, that's the tweet on MDX Algo. Go to the Twitter. You can do the contest there. You can participate. And why is it not showing my videos? Oh, there it is, yeah. It looked like it wasn't. So, in terms of the last little bit of Bitcoin analysis, like I would say go watch the beginning of the stream, guys. If you just come in here, just go watch the beginning of the stream. We go through everything in terms of TA for Bitcoin. But overall, guys, I'm actually not going to do it anymore. Go to the beginning of the stream, watch the beginning of the stream. We won't reiterate the point again. We've said it many times. We want you to go watch the stream, participate in the community. Lots of altcoins going crazy. Generally a good video. And guys, go over to that video, go to that tweet for the contest. Stefan will reach out to you if you were a winner, and we'll give you a whole lot of gift cards, and you can scan a QR code, sign up easily. It's just an absolute perfect service or system now we have. Any more questions before we go, guys? We'll do like 9 more minutes. Do you have any questions for me, Chris, Smallio? What you got for us, leggies? I've just got fucking that altcoin on the screen. I got a lovely bit of peng firing off on the screen. Bitcoin's mooning.
Yeah, it's going up. We went up to about 71, hit some nice resistance levels, which is good.
Not too late.
Oh,
sorry, mate.
No, go. I mean, yeah, we've hit everything we're supposed to do. Looking at liquidity and liquidations as well. So there's not really a whole lot else really to go through other than the nice rip to the upside still continuing. If we do have some retracement, we want to see if there's a positive reaction lower. Potentially 69K is still a good level. The flipping of that is probably going to be the loss that takes us lower.
Yeah. The long entrepreneur always prevails. But any updates on the 100K party location? Yeah, so it's either going to be Greece or Cyprus. I think it's going to be Greece. Somewhere in Greece. I'll ask a question. What would you guys rather? Dubai, Greece, or Asia? And that would either be Thailand or Bali or something like that. So you guys in the chat, tell me, where should we have the 100K MD? The 100 fucking... If we actually
should not do it in Thailand. That is a terrible idea.
I've already had it. I don't know if you follow my Instagram, but there's a place in Koh Samui. Massive fucking house. $700,000 for something which would be worth multiple millions anywhere else in the world. It's just cheaper in Thailand. But yeah, it was 700K. Have you seen the Instagram video I did? Maybe you didn't see it, but it's this fucking absolute pad, big Liquidity pool, huge building, massive open space. This could be mental, mate. Like, I understand Thailand's hectic, but that you can find good places in Thailand. So like Koh Samui is one of my favorite places in the world. It's in Thailand, but it's not really like Thailand. Like if you go to Phuket or Krabi or something like that, or fucking Bangkok, you're gonna get like so much pollution and shit, and just like people everywhere. But if you go to Koh Samui, it's a good island. There's Koh Tao and Koh Samui. Koh Samui is actually lit, and you can fly directly into Koh Samui. You don't have to go through Bangkok. I think it could be actually mental. Everyone just flies there. It's cheaper than Dubai. But guys, in the chat, Dubai, Greece, or Asia? Dubai. Fucking someone said Spain. Let's do it in Barcelona. Fucking great. Smelly piss fucking Spanish everywhere. Barcelona inside a refugee shelter for underage thieves. Fuck me. I got robbed by some fucking Spanish people, and I'm never, ever, ever going back. Yeah, guys, it's India. Bruv. 100K MDX party in India. Now, guys, in all seriousness, come on, not Bangkok, no Legends. In all seriousness, I'm trying to get like some actual quantifiable data from the community. We've got 300 people watching. Right, for me, Your old boy MDX here. Do me a favor. Dubai, Greece, or Koh Samui. Nigeria. Thank you, Vincent. Great community. Birmingham. Birmingham.
Birmingham.
Birmingham is like the worst. Like, I don't think anyone would turn up. I'm like, yeah, I'm having it in Birmingham. They're like, fuck off, man. The Brummies. No thanks, bro.
Do Amsterdam.
Yeah, Amsterdam could actually be decent, but it's just not like you haven't got guaranteed weather. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when you go to like Cyprus, you know, somewhere in Asia or like, you know, Dubai, you just got guaranteed good weather. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be good. It's a good vibe. If it just starts raining and shit, it's still going to be fun, but it's not going to be as lit as like just a fucking good hot summer's day. Aviators, white shirt on, fucking backwards cap, maybe a bucket hat, some glasses, smoking whatever, any substance goes in.
When someone said Riyadh, does it in Saudi Arabia? We'll get absolutely wrecked. Imagine everyone goes to prison.
Mate, these people. Where's oh yeah, I know Sal Aviv in Dubai, but it's not really the right spot. You know, it's just a bit too not big enough, I don't think either. A good place would be Drift Beach in Dubai or Nikki Beach because there's a lot of space. But I also thought about the boat thing, but the boat thing comes with a lot of problems. I actually did investigate it. I know a boat company here, and I was like, boat part of that, yeah, you can do it, but it's going to be only a maximum of like this amount of hours to get like a proper party boat. You've got to have all these insurances and safety and all this shit. And I was like, you know what? Just hire out a venue. It's all done. Everything's already done for you. But it's like, we'll see. There are a few companies trying to shill me into it, but British Virgin Islands, that actually could be sick. Epstein's Island, yep, that's on the list. I'm really considering it. Jeffrey Epstein's house, it's empty. Dude, the amount of skeletons in the closet in that place, fuck me. That would freak everybody
that's
out.
like I don't believe in ghosts, but that's like there's some evil shit there, bro. That's bad juju.
If there was going to be like a ghost, you know, that's going to be in there. It's going to be an angry one. It's going to be an angry 18-year-old cheeker as well. Fuck me. Like, no thanks. Max, how would you avoid taxes on selling Bitcoin if you lived in the UK? Not financial advice, obviously. Just move the fuck out of England and don't live there. If you move out of England for a year, you then become a citizen but not a resident, and you apply for a whole load of stuff with the government, and then you just live in other countries. That's one way of doing it. It's leaving. You could go down the trust fund route. So you could go to Seychelles and create a trust fund, and all your money could go into a trust, and you could actually have people give you the money into your bank through a trust, and you pay them the fee instead of England. You could do, obviously, you know, moving to Dubai is a good one, moving to Panama, moving to Singapore, moving to fucking Malta or whatever. Move out the country for that, and then getting a visa or a residency here. You could do, I don't know, like it's really with England, it's just move your Bitcoin out, move it out of England, and do the 3-month thing, or there's not much to do. Like, you know, if you live in the UK as a citizen and you're there for more than 3 months of the year, it's very difficult to avoid or evade whatever you're trying to do, taxes. Like, you just have to do it legally.
Yeah, don't do it. Like, there's the steps to actually do it. Like you said, with building a trust, or getting residency, or buying a passport. Like, they're the expensive routes, and it's a real thing the wealthiest people do.
Yeah, you can get it down. Like, the thing is with the trust funds, right? I know all about it. I was exploring it in Panama and Seychelles. Never went through with it, but if you do significantly high volume through a business, or you're using savings, or whatever, you can get it down to 1% or less that you're going to give to them. But if you're not doing really big volume, and when I'm talking really big volume, it's got to be like $1 million a month or more, right? So in terms of what's going in, and it also has to be cash, and there's loads of caveats. Crypto is difficult, and loads of gold stuff is hard. So it's not actually that very good. But if you're doing $1 million a month, you can get it down very well. But if you're 20K or 10K or just doing your salary, you're just gonna pay 20%. So like, it's not even that good. But there are a lot of routes. Honestly, I think the easiest way to do it right now is the Dubai route. Dubai is great, really open, very easy, cheap, good links, good movability. If you get a driving license here, like I'm getting one now, you can drive anywhere in the world. It's connected. You know, they don't ask any questions really. It's a great place to be in terms of business, tax, and everything like that. And you don't have to live here all the year as well. You can get a visa. Sorry, you can get a residency here, and you only have to be here one day out of every 6 months, which is fine. And if you get a golden visa by buying property, you only have to be here one day every 10 years. So I think Dubai is very, very good for it. Every single citizen, or say every single resident, is like completely screened. So you'd have to do like blood tests. Have you got like issues? Have you got AIDS? No, all these things. And then have you got a job? It's like every single person here has just gone through a screening process, which just makes it very safe. Like it's the lowest crime rate in the world now, more than Singapore. And that's big, because Singapore historically has always been the safest place in the world, but it's not anymore. There is literally no crime happening in this country, in Dubai. Like literally theft does not happen. Like I'm talking never happens. It just doesn't happen. It's just literally, it's mental. Let's get this one. Just buy Hunter Biden finger paintings for 500k a pop. Whoops. If you come to the US for a 100k party, I have a few great dispensaries for you in DC. That's weed places, right? For you in DC. You know what? Which hard wallet would you recommend? Yeah, Trezor or Ledger. Ledger's got a little bad stick recently, but they did actually email me the other day saying, look, we've actually like deleted your email and shit. They sent me a last email being like, we're deleting your information, deleting your email. We do all this kind of, so they've been hit a few times, and they've got this like backdoor thing which you can sign up for, but it is only sign upable for. So they got hit a few times, but it's still generally quite a good product overall. But Trezor is definitely a viable option. There's loads of other really cool ones now as well. Like I saw one the other day, which was like this little like Bluetooth screen. You can like lock it up on that, and then you can like move it. And you can have it on a fucking metal piece of metal thing. There's loads of alternatives now. The industry is growing. Dubai is beautiful. Well, it's like this. Dubai is beautiful because it's an incredible man-made metropolis city. But in terms of, everything else, it's just a desert. Like, it's literally just driving through desert. It's very similar to like going to Las Vegas. It's beautiful in its own right, but there are some amazing places that we drove out to the desert the other day. There are some cool looking places, but it's not like going to Greece. It's not like going to the Maldives. Like, it's just obviously not like that. But I suppose not many places in the world are like the Maldives. Enjoyed Dubai a lot in January. Definitely coming back. Yeah, it's a good place. Greece is great. Do you like the Ferrari? Yeah, it was great fun. Thailand is very safe as well. Yeah, Thailand's very safe, and Bali is very safe as well. They actually have very strict laws. Like a lot of people say Dubai's got strict laws, but actually places like Bali have fucking strict laws as well. If you fight in Thailand, and whether you are the aggressor or not, you go to jail for 3 months. Like that's it. If you have a fight and the police get involved, you go to jail for 3 months. That's it. Whether they punched you and then you punched them back. If they punched you and then you did nothing, then yeah. But if they punched you and then you punched them back and you had a little scrap and then it, went to the police, you go to jail for 3 months. Also, if you happened to me in Thailand, I literally was drunk and I was like playing with this bouncy ball in the airport. It was a fucking hilarious story, actually. I was playing with this bouncy ball in the airport, and then this woman like walked past. I was drunk. I like chucked it to the lady. She like caught it. And then she was like, I can't throw it. So I came up to her, I got up to her, and I gave her a hug, just a drunk hug, like being an absolute mentalist, like a wee with all my mates. And then I got fined like 500 euros for like hugging a girl. I was like, what? Like, what? I thought she was just cool. So it's really strict, mate. It's really strict on loads of shit. Like you can't, if you have sex with someone you're not married to, obviously not Westerners, but in the country, you can go to jail for that. And Thailand's not, Bali and Thailand are quite similar. Bali is not safe for people like you, Max. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. And I know. Yeah, getting drunk and going and hugging random strangers when you're playing with the bouncy ball is mental. And I missed my flight. So all my mates, we were flying to, I think it was Koh Samui. I think we were flying somewhere. And then because of it, I like missed my flight. I had to get the last flight. It was fucking mental. Swing through Philly for some cheese. What? Some cheesesteaks. Anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up, Leggies. Did he say hugging of F? Not sure what you mean, brother. No robbery because they chop your hands off. It doesn't happen, but it can happen. You know what I mean? That it doesn't happen often, but it can happen. Like if I actually like went to someone's house and stole their things, there could be grounds that would be what would happen. So it's pretty mental. If a crazy idiot with sexy mustache overtakes you in the desert with his Ford F-150, 750 horsepower, what? With a beagle hanging out the window, let me know. It was actually an F8. F-150 actually is a different car, yeah. Cheers, lads. Catch up. Okay, anyway, we're going to let it go. Have you got anything you want to add? Smallio, anything you want to add? Chris, anything to add?
All Gucci, brother.
All good? I think we'll just wrap it up.
Yeah. All good from my end, man.
Yeah, guys.
It's all good.
Yeah. If you just come into the stream, go and watch the beginning of the stream, because we do a whole lot of content all about everything, the crypto markets and trading and fucking all the Bitcoin stuff. So go to the beginning of the stream right now, go watch it, like it on the way out, go to the tweet as well, the tweet on MDX Algo Twitter, do the engagement on it, and then you'll have a chance of winning 3 monthlies, and we'll get those over to you in the next couple of hours. But yeah, great stream, guys. Put a little love heart in the chat or whatever you do. Say goodbye. Bye. It's like wave goodbye, guys. I miss you already. Give them a wave. Come on, Will and Chris, wave. Come on, I can't see your wave. Wave. Come on. Why aren't you moving? Wave. Wave, guys. All right, legends. I'll see you on the flippers. Do everything you got to do. Get a Bingx account. Go to the description below. Get MDX Algo. Do what you got to do. Legends. Speak soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.